Well, hello, everybody. Got a surprise. It's Monday, first day of the week, and it's Fernando Sustaira, Michelle Brubaker, and today we're going to be talking about Bookstore Boss. Michelle, say hi to everybody.
Hi,
Hi, everybody. She's always so full of energy.
everybody. I am. Well, it's because I'm
so hard
excited.
to be like you, but I can't. It's like, you're like, you're always full like firecracker. Anyways, guys and girls, we have a whole hour to talk to you about something that we have been super excited to talk about. Michelle and I have been actually talking about doing this for about 6 months or so. Yeah. Right after we did the book listing blink, and we were like, yeah, let's give some time for people to get into that stuff and see what happens and whatnot. If COVID and things like that happen. Now we are Q4, guys. We need to start getting in full gear. Q4 started. Okay, you can say that it starts in next month. Nah. I was already a print-on-demand companies, and they are already printing Christmas products. Okay, so we have to get in full gear now. It's time to make money, and we have to think that there's more products than just shirts, and that is a bookstore. I don't want to talk about books because, well, she's the main authority in the topic, so I will let Michelle take over from now.
Yes, thank you, Fernando, the print-on-demand guru of shirts and mugs and all the other 20,000 products you can put your logo and brand and stuff on. But we're here to talk about books because this is big business. I've sold over 22,000 books so far, because if you're watching this later on, I'll have sold thousands more. But so far, online. And having your own online bookstore is the next step for book publishers. So if you're a KDP publisher, this is totally for you. I mean, if you're not, it's a great way to add extra income as well if you're in a print-on-demand business. But the books that we're going to be talking about are things such as paperback books, spiral books, hardcover books. All of those are going to be included in our store. So you can check out all the information on bookstoreboss.com. But creating a book is really easy. It can be something as simple. And I know many of you know that our demo bookstore has to do with my mermaid store online. And Fernando has several e-commerce stores online as well. But we're talking about things that are maybe they could be low content, but they could also be just something simple and basic. This is a notebook, but it's themed. Notice this theme has my little mermaids on it because this is something that I created and designed. These are books from my mermaid bookstore. And Fernando, why don't you show one of yours too? Do you have it handy?
Yes, I just got this in the mail actually on Saturday. This is actually what we're going to teach you how to do, guys. I know a lot of you have been waiting for spirals. You cannot do those in KDP even if you wanted to. We're going to show you how to do it and how we're getting them. Now, I am not a KDP guy, so I don't know how to make a lot of interior. So I honestly wanted to have something used, to write. The quality on the interior is way more superior than it is on.
Yes, it is.
The paper is thicker.
This paper is way better than the KDP paper. It's very nice. It's thicker.
This is plastified kind of deal. It's very sturdy. Okay, so and this one, you guys, is only $5.83. Okay, it's extremely, plus shipping, of course, extremely affordable, and you can sell this one easily for 14 to 20 bucks. So we're gonna teach you how to do those. And
your own bookstore. How cool is that, right?
And sadly, the hardcover book hasn't arrived, but hopefully we will have it, to sample on time for the class. But we can do a lot of different products, we decide to stick a step away from what Amazon allows us to sell. And it's a lot of different products. Just like when everybody goes into merch by Amazon, they're like, I can only sell shirts. And then like, well, shirts and hoodies. And I was like, I can sell shirts, hoodies, and cell phone cases. Well, people who are doing this outside of merch by Amazon have literally 22,000 different products to choose from, not 5 or 6. Same thing for KDP. You have the same thing, and that's it. It's nice, it's steady, huge marketplace, easy access to customers, but they are not yours. They are Amazon's. And that is what we want to help you. We want to help you create a brand that actually is going to be something that is a tangible asset. Okay, brands, you can sell them. It actually makes money. Merch, you can sell your store if you want to, but it's a lot of work. Keep going on.
Oh, well, the important thing here is to think about a niche or a brand. So if you're looking at, if you're one of those people who have a lot of low content books, what are some of the brands or the products that sell a lot? Maybe you have a theme of tacos or coffee or llamas, and a lot of us do that. We have our little niche themes that we're making money on KDP with. And then how could we take that and create our own store out of it, like I am with my mermaid store, for example? And so think about that as your thinking, how can I have my own online store, get my own customers, like Fernando said, and then have that online storefront. Now, if I wanted to share my book link of KDP, and I've, 1,000 books over on KDP, if I wanted to share a link to even one of my books, then everybody would go to Amazon to see it. And then at the same time, they're going to see that also like feature down below, which is great when I'm in it. But when the visitor sees that and they go and buy somebody else's stuff, I'm promoting Amazon. I'm promoting all the other millions of books out there and all the other products on Amazon. And so this way I'm promoting me. It's all about my store, and that even the address of the store will be your name, whatever name that you want. And in our course dashboard for this master class, you'll see all about how to get your domain name and how we'll be connecting that up and stuff in our course. But if I'm sharing my brand name, my URL, whatever that is, mermaid books or whatever I've called that, we'll share more about that later. But what that store name is, then I have that /mermaid journal or /spiral mermaid notebook or whatever your niche is. And now I have a brand and a link. I know that Fernando teaches all kinds of things on Etsy stores. He is a master on Etsy as well. But you know what? When somebody buys something from Etsy and somebody says, "Oh, that's really cute. Where did you get that?" What do they say? They always say, "Oh, I got it off of Etsy," right? And so, which is great. And that's and people make a lot of money on Etsy. A lot of my students have multiple Etsy stores. But here I can say, "Oh, I got it on the Mermaid Bookstore," right? Or I got it on this particular brand, which creates brand awareness for you. And that's a really big thing. Right, Fernando?
Yes, indeed. I mean, you think about this. I got it on Etsy. They go on Etsy and they're like, type journal, thousands of journals. They don't go and say, "I got it in Michelle's store." I didn't go and say, "I got it from Fernando's store," because they have no idea who we are. They never pay attention to the store name. Unless they go, some people might say, "Let me go into my Etsy account. Let me go into my orders. Let me click in the link and let me go find the link for that is listed. And let me send you the link." That's a lot of work. Very few people do it. Instead, you said, "Hey, got this website, and let me give you a link for this website." Easy. Now, one of the other things is, let's say they got this book, but you have a huge collection of Katrinas, right? And then you have a huge collection of skulls and stuff like that. Anything that is related to this is your niche, is what you're doing. And they go and buy this one. And 1 month from today, people can go very fast through it, through one of these notebooks, right? 1 month from today, you send an email saying, "Check out my new inventory of products." And there you are, 3 different pictures of the new journals you have, the new whatever you're selling. And they're like, "Oh, I like this one. I'm going to click." And guess what? They purchase. Why? Because you got the email from them. They are your customers. And you can send them emails whenever the hell you want, for as long as they don't unsubscribe. And every single email you have is an opportunity to make another sale, and another, and another, and another. And that is the difference of when you are in Amazon or when you're in Etsy. Yes, in Etsy you can get emails, but when you get the email, people can still go through your email, and then it's like, squirrel, let's go and see what else we find in here. When they go to your store, they go, "Let me see what else I can find in this store," and they will find a hell lot of products, but they all happen to be yours, and it's something that they buy. They want to buy something for you. If they don't like something from your store, no harm taken. Goodbye. I'll see you in the next email. And it is what it is. And that's how people grow businesses. You grow it by having customer loyalty. Now, they're not going to remember my randomstore.com name the first time they go, right? They go and buy something out of because they liked it, and then they leave. That's why you send an email, say, "Hey, follow us on Facebook, follow me in Pinterest, follow me whatever you are in social media," so that they keep constant reminders that you are around. Branding happens when people get your brand in their head. And it's something you gotta have to get used to building that strategy. And after a while, you ask all these big sellers, that are out there, they're like, I don't sell on Amazon. I have my own store. I drive my own traffic and I make my own money. I make my own rules. It's all about making your own rules. That is your business, guys. And I know you are watching this because you like books. So we're going to help you do that. I mean, Michelle is an expert on selling books. I am an expert on making stores. We'll buy together so you get 2 for 1. Where else can you get something like that? It's like, right, Michelle?
That's why we do this, right? And you know what, Fernando, I was thinking the other day, because a lot of people know that I was evacuated for 8 days due to the wildfires and in Oregon, because I live in the Pacific Northwest of the United States. And I am back home now I've been home for a few days. But this is why we do this kind of business, so that when we are not able to work our business, that it's still out there selling and doing things for us. That's the most beautiful part about the print on demand business, because you upload your files and then whoever's doing your fulfillment, if you're using KDP, Amazon is doing your fulfillment. But in this case, we're going to teach you a way to do fulfillment that is not using Amazon. And to be able to have a business that's working for you no matter where you're at, whether, you have to take a break and be a caregiver for your family, or you're on vacation, or in my case, evacuated, then this is the reason why we do this business. And I shared that with my mastermind the other day, my mastermind group, that this is what gets me out of bed in the morning, knowing that I can take a break whenever I have to or need to. My business is still out there running for me. And I don't need to sell everybody on print on demand, because your people already know how awesome and amazing it is. But Fernando, I wanted to share about the storefront, because we have had a lot of questions about the storefront. Now, we're not using WordPress, and I used to be a WordPress. I used to build websites. I've built over probably 100 and some WordPress websites back in the day. And I could program them 6 ways to Sunday. However, people need to know that I want to make things easy for them. And if you're one of my students, because I have hundreds of students, they know that's how I roll, right? That's why I created the whole PowerPoint hacks thing. Everybody's like, Michelle has all these hacks. Michelle finds the easiest way to do things. We streamline it and simplify it. So in this course, I'm not going to teach WordPress and programming, because I found an easier way. And I found that through this guy over here. And that's why we put our heads together and created this. And I want to show you how easy it is. Can I show that right now, Fernando?
Sure.
Do you want to put that on the screen?
And
because I want to show these screenshots. So well, there we go. So I want to show our bookstore boss method versus KDP. Okay, because a lot of my students use KDP, so that's why I'm just comparing it to this one. You might be using a different fulfillment supplier, but in this case, I'm just going to compare it to KDP. So here's what we're going to do in bookstore boss compared to KDP. Now, as you know, KDP, can I point at that with my pointer? I don't know that I can. Anyway,
I don't know.
Everybody's familiar with KDP. That's one of my students anyway.
Yeah, your cursor is showing. When you're moving, your cursor is showing.
This shows?
Yeah.
Right here? Oh, yeah. Okay. That shows. Great. All right. Thank you. So right here in KDP, we have this, first tab, and we fill all of that out all the way down the page. And then we have the second tab, and we fill all that down the page, uploading your interior and your custom. And then we fill out that third tab all the way down. So that's kind of KDP's method. You got to do those 3 pages. Okay, that's the process for that one. So let me show you how it compares to the method that we're going to show you. Okay, there's my KDP method. Oh, there it is, the 3 tabs I was just talking about. And then here it is here. Now, this is all on one screen going down, but it would have been too small for me to put it here. So I just kind of chopped it in 2. But this is actually one continuous long page here. So what we do is this is step 1. Okay. So if you were thinking like KDP tab 1, this would be like your tab 1. I'm entering my title. I'm entering my description, same as KDP, right? Same thing. And then I'm putting in an image here and a price. And as I continue to scroll down, I'm just filling out the rest of this information. And what's really cool, I want to point you out this right here. This is it right here. This is what's showing on search engines on Google. This is what people see. Okay. They're going to see the title. Notice my title says Magical Mermaid Spiral Notebook. And then down below, they are going to see this here. They're going to see the URL. and they're going to see, yeah, all of that. So, and then the next screen, so instead of 3 screens, we actually have 2, where KDP has the 3 tabs, this is 2 tabs. And in the second tab, what I'm going to see is I need to choose. Am I going to choose black and white interior, color interior, just a standard or a premium? By the way, that premium is a very nice quality paper. Even the standard, their standard paper is like this 60 pound, which is really nice. It's a better paper than what we see on Amazon. It's definitely a great quality. And then I'm going to come down here and choose, do I want coil bound, perfect bound? Coil is a spiral. Perfect bound is just a paperback that goes all the way around, a linen wrap, a case wrap, or even a saddle stitch if I just want, what do you call it? A staple in the middle is an option. And then what's going to happen is they're all going to show up. This is my store here, a screenshot out of my mermaid store. And so in my mermaid store, you'll see right here, there they are. There's my books that are showing up. Just like that. That's how easy it is to do this one. It's not complicated. There's no programming that you have to do like you would, like if WordPress, you'd have to install all these plugins and then program them to connect and all of that stuff. So this is a much better way. So that's why so many of my students have already signed up for this, because they know that I show the easiest way to do things and not the complicated way. Does that pretty much explain it, Fernando? You're like, that's what we've been doing all along, right?
That's what we've been doing all along.
That's it, kind of right there. It's just like that.
It is an easy process, okay? And
it's not a difficult process.
And you don't have to depend on Amazon showing what image inside you want to show. You can create images of the inside of your books from whatever page you want. You can create as many images as you want. Of course, you got to be conscious of, of loading time and stuff like that. You can do a lot of it. You can create, it is your store. So you don't have to follow the dumb rules of you got to be a white background and stuff like that. You can create anything you really want to attract your customer. And you can do a lot of that. Now, you can connect your store with Google Analytics. You can connect your store with a Facebook ads. You can connect your store to Pinterest ads. You can do whatever you want, really. It's your store.
Mine.
It's yours, right? I mean, it is what it is, right? It is a way better marketing platform that is going to allow you to have books. Now, do you only can have books? No, you can have more products related to that specific niche, to that specific line of products. You can do more if you want to. We're just teaching you how to do a bookstore. But whatever you do with your store at the end of the day, hey, you want to sell chocolate there or coffee? Hey, go ahead and sell chocolate or coffee, which is not heard of, right? Unheard of, right? I mean, people happen. The other day I was actually on the store, and this is how silly sometimes people get, right? I saw this notebook. It's literally a 5-star notebook, right? But when I opened it, I was so excited about this notebook that about literally every single one they had. Because it got something very unique that I had never seen before, which is that it had a topic and description section here.
Make the screen bigger so we can see it, Fernando.
I remove myself.
So there you go. Okay.
I can add here the page number. So when I go to the pages, I can actually add the page number here. So my notebook actually becomes like a glossary of what I can do. And I was like super excited. And then at the end, it had like some tabulation paper. I don't know. It was like, I was like, I've never seen this notebook before. And I was like, I bought 7 because I always always taking courses, and I'm always writing notes. And then I have these notebooks that I always forget in what page it is. Now I can write the course on this. I can take this note. So imagine you can do more things like that you get your customers excited about, that you can bring to the table, and that you can change every single type of format you want to. And you can actually make some spirals, or you can make actually some leather bounds now agendas that actually look like real journals, not that look like notebooks. Because when you say journal in a paperback, that doesn't sound like a journal to me. That sounds just like a paperback notebook. When you have a nice leather bound with a nice quality deal, even when you add some lining wrapping to that, now that screams value. That screams, deal. And then you make some nice interiors in color and whatnot, and you start adding all these little different things. Now you are creating a brand, right? And it's something that even if you wanted to do that in merch, in a KDP, you cannot. You don't have leather bound. They don't have linen wrappings. They don't have, spirals. They don't even have the ones with the staples. So, and to be honest, in this platform, you can even do comic books if you want to. You can even write magazines. Now, magazines probably won't sell unless you are a very graphic designer. So you want to create a story that you want to sell subscription. Because I know people have contacted me about making subscriptions. Well, you can do a magazine and it's a subscription, and you can do a bunch of that. You can do that too. Now, for those people doing local merch, you can create catalogs for stores and and things like that. You can do and this platform that we are going to be teaching, you can do that as well. You can even do yearbooks. They have that quality of images that you can create. So you're those guys that are into local merch. You can even go to the local daycare and say, hey, what if I do your yearbooks? You can create those even if you want to as well. So the possibilities are endless because you have more and more and more options that you didn't have before. I use Ingramspark as my distributor with this work. I do not know what Ingramspark is. Do you know?
Yes. I can answer that question. Oh yes, Kathy. Hi, Kathy. I missed you. You're such a sweetie. She's amazing, wonderful for one of my students. Ingramspark is a different distribution, and they're a different fulfillment supplier. So Kathy, what we're going to do is we're going to show you another fulfillment supplier. So you're going to be able to take those works that you've already created, or even any new ones, and put them all in the same storefront. So of course, Amazon is going to do extended distribution out to all the channels for you if you have extended distribution, or Ingramspark is going to do all of your distribution for you. But in this case, you're going to have your own online bookstore, and we're connecting it to a fulfillment supplier that will do it all for you as well.
I just checked actually at the website of Ingramspark. I just went very quick and I did. If it integrates with the platform we want to use, yes, it does. So you could actually use Ingramspark as well in this store.
Thank you. Thank you for checking.
We won't be teaching how to do it, but
there is an avenue.
Unless I can go and take a deep dive, there's something easy that I can add on into this, I will do it. But if it's not because we already have everything built. Mm-hmm. But yes, you don't need an ISBN number unless you want to publish them, on bookstores, stuff like that. But if you want to do it in your own store, you do not need to have an ISBN number because it's your store, right? These are journals and calendars and stuff like that. To be honest, Amazon shouldn't even be wasting resources on ISBN numbers for these, journals, these notebooks, because every single thing that has an ISBN number has to be published in the Congress library. We're actually wasting a bunch of federal resources with this junk. So we shouldn't have to do those.
And it's an extra cost, I don't need to have an extra cost for all.
Unless you plan to have this book published, and Barnes and Noble, stuff like that, which you can in some cases with your KDP books. Mm-hmm. You don't need an ISBN number for that.
Great questions. I love all these questions. These are great.
So how would this work with a coloring book brand, or what would you recommend?
Amazingly, it worked amazing and way to do it, because having a website for your coloring books that are on Amazon, you'd have to link those over to Amazon all the time, and the same scenario happens. You send them to Amazon and they're going to find a whole bunch of other things while they're there. Having my own branded store of just my brand of coloring books, how cool is that, right? Whether I'm the author or the publisher, or it's just a theme of coloring books. That's a great thing to have. Great. Absolutely. This is perfect for coloring books. Yes.
Okay. I don't know who's asking this because it's only showing Facebook user. Can you bring into other titles into your own bookstore that Instant distributes? I would assume that if they're not yours, you're not going to. But since I don't have Ingram, I don't know how the connection is and how it will do. So I don't think I can give you a precise answer. It's something that you will have to go into Ingram and see about royalty or how they will work. I don't know. I will have to take a dive into Ingram because apparently a lot of people have questions into that. So I will make I'll make a note that I need to do, and as soon as I have an answer, I will jump and give you an answer on that. But
well, also let me make a note too that Ingram earlier this year no longer allows low content books. So if you're doing if you're doing books that are just lined journals, for example, then Ingram's not going to allow you to do that. And Ingram, of course, is going to there's a cost to publishing on Ingram. There's no cost to for the fulfillment supplier other than the manufacturing cost. for this in the storefront. So for your storefront, if you're doing low content, you don't need that ISBN number, whereas Ingram requires an ISBN number for that. So let's look into that some more. So that's a really great question. I think maybe we might have answered some of it, though, a part of it. Other questions on there?
Yeah, Debbie's asking, is there a monthly cost for each niche store? So if I had 10 different niche stores, do I pay monthly for it? Yes, there is a cost. It's around $30 per store that you have to pay. I mean, it's for, for the deal. And honestly, managing 10 online stores, even if it was free, it will be
that's a lot of work.
More than a full-time job.
Rip my hair out.
What we want you to do is focus on, you can have a store with more than one niche. You say if they are relevant to each other, if they complement each other, like reading and coffee and stuff like that, you can have them together. But you cannot have racing and coffee together. It's like it will make sense, because at the end of the day, what you want to do is you want to get emails from the niche related people, so that you can target them again and again and again through email or through a Instagram page or whatever. You want to get customer loyalty towards that niche, that brand. You have all over the place, is really very different, and it's going to create a lot of unsubscribes to your email list when they start getting emails on something that they care less about. So, but
yeah, direct them to that.
10 bookstores is something we will recommend. We will honestly recommend having no more than 2, because a store, once they start selling, can become a full-time job.
And I want to address that too a little bit as well, Fernando, because like, for example, my store is related to mermaids, but I could also expand that, and maybe it's things related, fantasy. Maybe it's mermaids, unicorns, fairies, so there might be a way to combine some of that. Maybe it's safari jungle animals, and I have all the safari jungle animals in there. So instead of having a lion or a giraffe store, I might also add that as the whole safari jungle, and then those would be different categories in that same store. So if I can keep the theme or the niche as close related as possible, that would be the best approach for it. Great. Rather than having, I have a store with giraffes in it, and then I also have a store with coffee, right? Coffee quotes, right? I might have coffee quotes with giraffes, but I might not, I need those things to be similar. Because again, like Fernando said, we want to be able to target and marketing towards this new client, that we're building a brand new customer base here, which we can't do that on Amazon. And that's a beautiful part of this.
And actually, expanding on that, actually, you just nailed it. My wife and my daughter are actually we're working on launching a store for them that is actually called mythicalcutecreatures.com. You go right now and find it, you will find that it's coming soon. So you're not going to find nothing about it. But the domain, we already got it. And the whole idea is exactly that. We're going to have mythical cute creatures, like unicorns, pandacorns, and all these little corn and mermaids and tails. And we're going to have all these little cutie thingies, because they go together, right? Usually somebody who likes a panda likes a unicorn and things like that. So, and we're actually looking into create a kids brand. So it will make sense. Mm-hmm. That is something that she wants to do for a project that she's working on. And yes, so sometimes niches can go together, because they're not as long as you find them. Like sometimes you say niche down, sometimes you gotta niche up, right? So the category is mythical creatures. So now we're down, instead of going like black mermaids, it's like very niche down. So you gotta think about things like that.
Well, Fernando, that made me think of something funny. Can I share? Thanks. Well, I'm going to share anyway. Because when I was evacuated, my horses were all evacuated too. And when I went to pick them up, because I didn't know the people that were keeping them, that came and rescued them from the wildfires, I went to pick them up, and right next door in the pasture to my horses were goats. And I looked down, and one of the goats had only one horn up, and I'm like, it's a goat, like a unicorn. So maybe you could put something in your mythical creatures store about the goat that wanted to be a unicorn. No? Anyway, you never know where you get ideas from, right?
No. am a strong believer that is bullcrap. So no, I don't. And one was one of the main reasons why I don't do merch by Amazon, and one is one of the reasons I don't support the tool that they have built, the Book Bowl or whatever it's called, because I don't believe that you build a business by spying on them. You can go and look for ideas, on in stuff like that, but you don't go and track their sales records and stuff like that.
I don't have time for that.
That doesn't create competition. That actually destroys competition. You see, when you find a shirt or a book that is selling 100 books a week in that specific niche, and then 100 people go and find it and 100 people copy because, oh my God, this is selling a bunch of books. I want to sell 100 like them. Well, guess what? Now 100 people is going to sell one each. What's the gain for that? And that's what happens in these communities, is that everybody buys these tools, go on Spy, find the best rank, copy the rank, and then what they do is they plummet the market because they go completely with hundreds and different thousands of different selections of the same product. That is not how you make money, my friend. You make money by finding something unique that the market doesn't even expect that they need. Just like the guy from Apple said, they don't even know they want the Apple yet. And that's how you do it. You find the right book that you create, you show it to people, and they say, this is what I like, and that's how you make money. Copying is never gonna get you anywhere. It's not how you make money. But if I have my own books, can I pull in books by Tony Robbins to sell?
Oh, okay. So somebody wants to sell other people's books on their bookstore. We're actually teaching how to make your own niche bookstore of print-on-demand books. So what we're going to do is we're going to upload a cover file image. So like you saw on my last screen, upload the cover file, which the cover actually is this big, actually. And then when I upload the cover, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload the inside pages. And then my fulfillment supplier is going to create the product, manufacture it, and ship it to my customer on my behalf, as if it were me. How cool is that? I don't have to make these things in my house and ship. I don't just ship anything. But as far as shipping somebody else's products, no, that's not quite the method that we'll be doing here.
Yeah, that will be drop shipping. We want to help you create your own brand of your own book so that you can build something around that. Can you do that? Yes, you could. You can create stores like that. That will probably be more effective to make them on WooCommerce or making on WordPress, because the links, you can actually do affiliate links or stuff like that. Yeah. That is not what we're teaching in this course. When you do it, yes, it's not what we're focusing on. Do you know if that integrates with MailerLite? Yes, it does. I just checked and it does. So you can use that. Which I have no idea why you pick MailerLite, but yes, you do.
With your accent, it sounds like you're talking about the beer Miller Lite. Should you name your store a pen name? Of course, Jade Summer, that's actually a large coloring book brand name.
Okay. It doesn't matter.
Name it whatever you jolly well please. And I talked about this in the video in the dashboard about how to choose a good name for your store. So it's covered in there.
Okay, let's rewind a little bit here. In KDP, the only reason you have an author name is because KDP asked you for it, because the whole idea of KDP was actually to be talking about published books. Mm-hmm. They never thought about journals, okay? Show me a journal anywhere of the KDP world that actually shows you the author. Honestly, you're not an author when you create a notebook. So, there's no author in there. You don't need an author, in these stores. You only need it in KDP because it's a requirement to have an author, which is the brand of the deal. Mm-hmm. But other than that, you don't really need it for nothing. Just like you don't need ISBN numbers for these. You don't need author names. So remove that from the equation. You don't have to care about. The author on the creator is the store name. That is a product of your store name. There is no author unless you are actually writing something like actual story and fiction. Then you actually want to have, or a book, you actually need an author name. And then you want to have a pen name, go ahead. But for journals and stuff like that, no, you don't need that. So don't worry about that stuff. You don't need it.
Yep, and your store name is covered in the video in the dashboard, all about how to pick a good domain name. I go through all of that and tell you exactly how to pick a good one. Yeah.
So you could have children books as the overall niche and break them into categories like superheroes. Yes, you could.
Yes, absolutely. I have children's books in my store. Yes.
Actually, yes.
And that's another store that you're working on as well, a new store to add on to your other stores.
Well, Vince, you have questions.
We already answered that question.
Okay, and yes, it is POD. So yes.
Yes, the fulfillment suppliers print on demand. Yes.
And yes, it is US based print on demand. Yes, it is US based. Actually, I was searching for suppliers all over the world, and every single one that I found was in the United States, because I wanted to give options for those people that were actually in Europe or were in Asia, and I couldn't find anyone that was actually placing, located, or or I forgot the word, but in Asia. This company does fulfill worldwide, and the other ones that we're going to give as secondary options also ship worldwide. So you don't have to, you don't have to worry about that. But it's US based, yes. Oh yes, you will.
Yep.
I mean, yeah,
we'll
definitely. I mean, we are focusing on this training with one company because that's the one. Because it's the one we tested, it's the one we have been using, and it's the one that has the reputation. But to be honest, there are about, I think we checked, it was about 10 to 12 different ones that you could actually use, that could actually, integrate with this system, and you can use any one. So if you don't like this one, the concept will teach you, and you can go and get a different supplier you want to. It's up to you. But the one we're using is the one that we have been using for a while, and all the samples that we're having showing you is from the distributor. We don't even have an affiliate with this distributor. They honestly don't even know that we are using them for this course, so we have nothing to gain at all talking to you about them. And
why don't you put this screenshot back up again, because maybe some people came in late, and then I can show them how the process is. In comparison to like KDP, this is just one long screen. There just wasn't enough room on here for me to show it. Where I just enter in, this is the storefront, the dashboard to your brand new storefront, where you would put in the title. Notice I don't have to put an author in here because there was a previous question about that. And I'm putting in a description. I'm uploading some images, and that's it. Okay, and then I'm going to put my product in here. And then this again, I'm going to have a URL for this, which is great for my branding. And then I'm going to choose, what is it? Am I having black interior, colored interior? Am I having coil bound, which is spiral, perfect case wrap, which is a hardcover, and so forth. And these are going to be options when you upload your interior in your storefront dashboard. It knows already. So this example I'm looking at here is one of my 8.5 by 11 spirals. So it knows to allow me to choose what choices apply to that. And then that's it. Then after I'm filling that in, I click approve. Once it shows me a screenshot of an example, so I can know everything's lined up how I want it to look, just like the KDP previewer is. So I get to preview it, approve it, and then it shows up on my brand new storefront like this. So this is just my spiral only category. I have categories for my hardcovers and my other children's books too that are related to this, my storybooks. And so then it just shows up just like that in your store.
And for people that actually got the course, when we go to the masterclasses, when we go live, we're going to show you the store. Okay, we're going to show you how the store looks, and we're going to show you the product store inside the store. We are not going to show the store to everybody in the world. So only for the people to get the masterclass, they're going to actually get to see how the store actually looks like and how yours is going to look. And we are doing this start with the most economically possible, so that you can get the best looking store. So can you actually invest more money into it? You could, but we are teaching is to keep it as a low cost, because we understand at the beginning you have to build customers and have to build stuff like that. So we want to keep it as economical as possible for you guys, so that you actually start focusing on making money and not worry about the cost of the business while you generate some income. So,
I think I want to add to that, Fernando. You can go ahead and take that screen down if you want. That screen share of mine. And that is, we had people have been asking for this. I know it's been 6 months for Fernando. They've been asking for this for longer than that, probably last fall for me. Asking for this. And so when we found the best, most streamlined method, that's the easiest way to do it with the lowest cost fulfillment supplier and the easiest way to set up a storefront, then this is the one that we chose to do it with, because it fit all of those needs for us. And you know what? The honest truth is right now, Fernando, we could have waited till January to do this class. We honestly could have. And then what would we show? We'd show all of these fourth quarter sales that were going through the roof and all. I mean, we'd be showing all of this. And then what? The cost of this course would be 3 times as much, because we would be saying how, all of this, hey, make all this money on your store. Look what we did during fourth quarter. But you know what? I am a service to my students, and I know you are too, Fernando. And that's why we decided to do it right now in September. Although we were trying to launch 2 weeks ago before I got evacuated, it didn't work. Here I am now. I'm here now. I finished it up, even though I was sitting in my RV connected to the generator on my cell phone, trying to finish this course up for people to launch it as quick as we could for fourth quarter, so that it's not just me and Fernando just killing it and crushing it during fourth quarter, that we can bring you alongside us, with us, that you could come together with us instead of waiting until January to do this for you, and keeping it low cost and affordable for everyone. And that's why we have so many people that have signed up already in the first 3 days. It's amazing, phenomenal. We're like, whoa. And you know what? And if I just share it, I mean, we have people in the Facebook group right now, this very minute, that are saying all these amazing things. They're like, this is what I've been asking for, Michelle. Thank you for bringing this to us. I finally want to be able, people don't want to buy on Amazon sometimes. And now I finally have a way to give them to buy my stuff. I wanted to create a brand, and now I finally can. Thank you for bringing this to us. And it's amazing, those comments over and over. It just touches my heart and makes me realize, yes, we did this at the right time for people, to bring them with us through the fourth quarter, in this great method, in this amazing way to do it that's streamlined and easy for everybody. So I'm super excited about that. Maybe can we show the sales page, Fernando? Can I screenshot that?
Yes, you have it in the stream. You have it in the page. Okay. So while you find that page, let me answer another question. Will you be teaching or telling us about traffic methods to get to our store? Now, this is not a full e-commerce course, guys. Okay, we will focus a little bit on how you can. We will give you some tips, and we will give you some ideas on how you can drive traffic. But at the end of the day, if we were to do that, we will have to create a full e-commerce course, and that wouldn't be $97.
Want you in there right now.
that would be a way more money, and for that, Michelle and I have different courses that you could actually take for that course. Yeah. But however, we will be covering some ideas on how you can drive traffic, because I know that is a concern for some. So we will do some, but don't expect us to go. This is 2 classes and then 1 anchor class. 2 hours each. We cannot, if we were to cram every single thing into this deal, we will never finish. Okay, so I just want to be very transparent with this on what you can expect. Now, the next question before you go is, if we open our online bookstore, would it be a good idea to just list on your store or Amazon as well? But they're not exclusives, right? You can list as all of them in KDP if you want to, because people who buy in KDP probably are not going to buy from the store, or vice versa. And Amazon allows you to have your books anywhere you want, because they don't own them. They are just licensing your product pretty much. So you can have them as well in Amazon, and you can have it also in this store. Just like you can have it in eBay, you can have it on Etsy, you can have it anywhere else. Then nobody can tell you can have it, because it is your book. So
that's a great question, because you know what, Fernando? A lot of brands do that. I mean, you can go to the Disney store on their own website, or Disney sells their stuff on Amazon. And so do millions of other brands have their own store, and they also sell their stuff on Amazon. So do all the ways that you can make money. I always say that I'm open to receiving income however it flows to me, right? So give me all the website options. So here, go to bookstoreboss.com. And then all you have to do is you can just fill in this form right here. In fact, go there right now while we're doing it together, if you like. Fill it in, and that's going to have a next step for you. If that next step is going to be, fill in your credit card information. This just talks about all of the bonuses. And Fernando and I just jammed this full of stuff for you. And these are other things people have been asking us. So we listened to what you say. We didn't even talk about printables. That we'll do that in another video. But yes, digital downloads we're going to be able to put in your store. We already talked about building an email list. We're going to connect this also to eBay. How cool is that, right? Yes, we're going to connect it to eBay, Debbie. Yes.
Yes, and believe it or not, it is super easy. Okay. when Michelle told,
disgustingly easy.
When I was building Michelle's store, and I told Michelle, you want to be on eBay, and she's like, I don't know, it's a lot of work, and I'm like, wait.
We just clicked a few things and bam, my whole store showed up on eBay.
Like, you have a book on eBay, and she's like, what?
Just like that.
You will see how easy it is. There's a video, a step-by-step tutorial on how to do it. And literally, the video is no more than 10 minutes long, and you will be able to sell on eBay.
It's super cool. And then I just go through, how to repurpose all of your content. I have a really great video in there about that, because, rinse and repeat. That's, it's easier than having to come up with a whole lot of ideas when you can repurpose your content you already have. And then I just put in a bunch of Christmas templates that you can use for your interiors, and it says 5, but there's actually 5 different styles of 5 different things. So it's really like 25 things in there. And then, you know what? This is one of the big things: to quit losing customers to Amazon, browsing all around, and be able to share your own link to your own bookstore. There's some FAQs here. Interestingly, I've got several emails that are actually answered right here. So if you have a question, maybe check that first. You might get your answer a little faster because I have so many emails lately. And then just click the big buy button. Now, we do have an option in there. Of course, you're going to get support from us. We always offer support. We have a Facebook group that's filling up. There's a lot of people in that group now, right, Fernando?
Yeah.
We do have an option if you want extra. If you want to be in our own individual masterminds, because Fernando has a mastermind, is Print on Demand University. I have my mastermind, which is my Publishing Entrepreneurs Mastermind. And if you want to get in on those, we've given you 50% off on that. If you want to add that in, and right now it looks like about 25 to 30% of the people choose that option because they just want to have us a little more one-on-one to talk to us. And so that's an option. You can choose it or not. Either way is fine with us. But go to bookstoreboss.com, click the big blue buy now button, and join us. We're starting on Thursday. So, now's the time. Friday, we're going to take the price up because we really want to be able to focus in on the group that gets started with us. And then this is a high value course.
Actually, the price goes up on Thursday, which is the other class. It's the 21st and Thursday. So
at the end of the class, we're taking it up.
We're taking it up because right now we are telling, okay, you trust us. We don't have the content yet. We don't have, we haven't recorded it. We haven't had all the nice comments of people taking it. So we're like, okay, you are trusting us ahead of the deal. We're gonna give you 50% off. After that, we have everything completed. It goes to $197. So, and it's something that Michelle and I believe, the people that believe in us, believe in our products, even before it is created, should be rewarded as well because they believe in us. And so it's what we do. Now, we have more content inside that we are not talking about. Like, for example,
we have some more surprises today.
Yeah, we're gonna have more surprises. Like, I know that you won't be able to create a store just by watching us, Michelle and I, speak for 2 hours in 2 days. So we have a full 2 hours tutorial on how to build your store step by step. So, and it's also a video there that we are not including because we want to surprise people that once go inside and say like, boom, here's the video. One thing you're gonna see is if you right now sign up and you go into the dashboard, you will see the placeholders for the videos that we are gonna get you all the bonuses, but you are not gonna be able to access them. And
they'll be activated after the first session.
And those were on purpose. We don't want people to start looking at those videos and get completely confused about what they're going to be doing, because some of these videos you watching before you understand what we're gonna show you how to do, they might look overwhelming and you could be like, oh, this is too much for me. But once we go and explain to you how we're going to do everything, you're going to be that those videos are going to be like, oh, that's easy. So
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. So it's like, we're going to teach you how to crawl, walk, and then fly. And those videos is like, they're to wrap up. The only video that I believe is live right now is about how to get a domain name.
Oh, I didn't do that, but I'll go do that today.
Okay, that one is not okay.
I'll activate it today.
Because I mean, if you are going to the class, we want you to start thinking right now about your niche. What do you want to do in your niche? Your niche has to be something that you're passionate about, something that you believe on, something that you will never be bored of talking about, and something that you will are connected to, something that is close to your heart. Because when you have something close to your heart, it's so easy to create content. It's so easy to wake up in the morning and list something. It's so easy to talk about. When it's something that you do it for money, and when that money starts coming, you're like, moving on to the next thing. So pick something that is close to your heart, something that you will be able to talk about and stuff like that. Like, for example, coffee. I don't drink coffee at all. So for me to have a coffee store will be a complete waste of my time. I don't drink coffee. I don't think I own a mug.
What?
So I drink Monster, and I shouldn't. But but it's something that you guys need to really start thinking about these things. Now, one thing I also want you to know is that building this store is also going to allow you to have a blog. Okay. And
we had questions about that.
It comes with a blog integration. So you can write a blog, and that blog integrates with your store, and all your products can actually be tagged into the blog. So that blog, you can use it as social proof, on or to drive traffic in Pinterest posts and stuff like that. Like, you can write these blogs like the top 10 selling journals for this Christmas season. And well, guess what? 1 to 10 is yours. But people love reading those journals, right? Love reading those lists because they're looking for gift ideas, right? And they go to Pinterest, give me the top 10 gift ideas for Christmas, and boom, your shows, they click on it, and you look at it, and they click on it, and they buy something from you. You can connect those. Another thing is that I know a lot of people like to create, and Amazon doesn't allow it, is to say for charity. This is your store, guys. You can create an About Me page where you talk about the charity of your heart, and you can say that a bunch of these, money from proceedings for these sales goes to XYZ charity, and you can actually talk to the charity. They can give you a banner. You can put it in there, and you can start helping the charity of your choice. That's something you can actually completely do. And you can even have upsells to even include more money. So these are things that a lot of you, I know, been waiting to do, that Amazon doesn't allow it. And I understand why, because sometimes people tend to steal that money. But if it's something that you want to, like, you can build a store that needs close to your church or close to whatever you want to, you can build something like that, and you can help, the charity of your choice. And it's something that you can do with literally no extra effort.
I like it.
And I know it's something important to some people. The blog, to me, it's a must. It gets traffic from Google. It gets traffic from all the social media where you post. And it's an easy, cheap way. And we will talk a lot more about that, and we will create examples when we go into the coaching calls.
Yeah. And Fernando, I was thinking maybe I could show the course, the dashboard for the masterclass.
You can.
Okay, go ahead. And just, some people like to see what they're going to get, right?
Well, no, because it's like Forrest Gump right now.
Well, yeah. So what will happen is when you click the buy now button, here we go.
Sorry,
that's okay. When you click buy now, and it's going to, you'll purchase the course, and then you'll get an email, and the email is going to give you the username and login to get to your dashboard for the masterclass. And then in here is your link to join our webinar that starts on Thursday, and then also to join the Facebook community that we have already. And then here's all the bonuses in your masterclass. And then also there's the question about the domains. That link is actually right over here. It's just not showing, but I'm going to put it up as soon as we're done with this call to answer those questions regarding domain names and how to get one, how to pick the best one for your store. So all of these, you can just go in here and click these. These will be activated after the first session. So and all the webinars will also be posted within a day or so of the live class. Great questions. Just thought it might be something to show. So go to bookstoreboss.com, click the button, and join up with us. Right, Fernando?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I'm text and we say ma'am. So I already have a domain name for my company. Will I use that? If that's what you want. And now, if that domain name is being used and you move it to the store, that all the website is going to shut down. Okay. So if you want to use a domain name, it's something that is not being used, because we need the .com. Okay, now make sure, guys, that or gals, that when you get the domain name, make sure that it's .com. It does a lot better than any
And
other.
I talk about that too.
So because I know some of you may jump and start looking for that before we even watch the video. The .com is the most. Okay, you want a .com, and you want your niche to be in the domain. One of the weirdest things you see is that you see a unicorn store and you say my fantasy creations, and it's like, where is the unicorn in this? Where is your niche in the, in the domain? You have to include them, even though Google is not paying that much attention at once use. It is still a big significant factor into SEO 101. The domain name is very important. Don't call it my beautiful store that I always wanted to have since I was a kid.com, because it makes zero sense. Because I have seen those stores, and I'm not joking. I have seen things like that, right? So a domain name literally is anywhere from $8 to $12 a year. Anything more than that, they're ripping you off. So always look for,
and I go through all of that with some really good detail for folks in that video.
A year. So now I'm on a year. It's like super cheap. So
yeah,
domain names, don't be afraid to use. I mean, you can buy the .com, the .net, the .info, the everything else, and you can put it on your website, but it's just not going to do anything for you.
Not necessary.
Yes. So just in case you know one competition is what I mean, like somebody buying.
All right, there it is. It's enabled there, Fernando. There it is. You can watch the video all about your domain name. So just when you go into the dashboard, you can just click on that, and then it will take you to the video. And then the video shows you all what to do and how to pick the best domain name. There it is. There's the video, and you just watch this video on here. So that's enabled in the dashboard now, so you can go watch that. Great. Tell you all about how to pick it.
I don't want to watch it.
No, I don't want to watch it right now. But it's available for the folks that are joining us for the Masterclass. Silly.
Okay, we have actually been speaking for 1 hour. Can you believe that?
Wow, time flies. That's how easy it is for us to talk about this stuff. And it's exciting, right? We get to have our own thing. We didn't have that on KDP, right? It's Amazon's brand. It's Amazon's link. Now it's all about our store, our own online business. That's why we call this Bookstore Boss, because you're the boss. You're the CEO of your own online bookstore. And that's the cool part about it.
It is. And I mean, the stores look nice. The stores look nice. And I mean, it's something that at the end of the day, let's say you said, okay, once I reach this store and it starts making, I don't know, $100,000 a year, you say, you know what, once I start making $100,000 a year, I'm going to sell it. Guess what? People are going to buy it. Okay. People like to buy stores like this left and right. And it could be a great way to actually look into retirement and say, because they're not going to buy it for what it's making in that year. It's going to make it for what sells in 5 years. So a store that is making you $100,000 a year, you can even sell it for $300,000 to $500,000, and people buy them every single day. There are assets that you can use, grow, because people are not only buying your potential sales, they're also buying the email list. So really grow that email list is the way to do it. And it's an amazing way to, have an actual business to look for. You are not going to be afraid that one day, because some guy decided to say, I'm going to trademark this amazing phrase that I went to the toilet, and trademarks it, and they go and file a claim on you. And Amazon is in one of those moods that they're not going to be flexible today, and they're going to shut you down without even warnings, and you lose all your income from that store. Here is yours. It's like, who is going to tell me that I need to close my store? Now they can come and say, hey, you're using my trademark, and you can be like, okay, can you show me your website for this mark? Can you show me that you're actually making money from this brand? Can you show me that you're actually licensed? You have a bunch of ways to dispute a trademark validity, even after it was claimed. You really want to fight it. In my store, a lot of people come to me and say, I own that mark. I said, and I just answered to them, I have a big experience in trademark issues. And I said, okay, show me that you actually have done something with this, because I can take you to court and I can actually win. Even if you have the trademark, I can actually win. and you can actually defend yourself, something you won't be able to do.
Well, I
Now,
think
of
that's
course, you have
the
to be
whole
able to,
you
you have to be willing to hire an attorney, of course. But but is your store, is your deal, right? Now, you don't infringe, okay? Is when you cannot sell Mickey Mouse, you cannot sell deal, because those guys can go to Shopify or WooCommerce or WordPress or BigCommerce or any other store where you would decide to do this, and they can say this guy is breaking the law, and whoever is hosting these stores, shut them down, okay? So do not break the laws.
Yeah.
Because it's your store. It's what I'm trying to get
always
to.
use royalty-free images, royalty-free
Yes.
everything. Always. And I talk about that in the domain video as well.
I'm just talking about frivolous trademarks because somebody decided to trademark Christmas.
Or Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. Yeah, those are the ones I'm talking about. And you go on tacotuesday.com and there's not even a website, there's not even a business. I mean, those are just dumb trademarks. Anyways, you guys have any questions before we go and start talking about something completely irrelevant to Bookstore Boss?
Before the next rabbit hole.
Before we start talking about the next course that we're doing in 6 months.
There is always more stuff.
I guess we put them to sleep.
The more they keep asking us for the next course, then we'll make them. And they have been asking. That's why we're here, because we listen to them.
Actually, we have a couple ideas in the pipeline already, but
there's more stuff out there. Yeah, they keep asking, we keep building it and creating it, finding the best, most easiest, streamlined way to do it, and that's what this one's about.
Alrighty, so I guess we have no more questions, Michelle.
Yep.
Let's wrap it up. Anything you want to say bye?
Go to bookstoreboss.com, click the button, join us, and we'll see you on the other side.
Goodbye, everybody.